Hey guys, welcome to Carriage House 3-rail layout. This is a progress report number 2. I thought I'd spend some time and giving you a look-see into some of the additions and upgrades to the layout since the last progress report. It's actually been over a year since I've done one of these things. I've been really busy working on the layout, lost track of time, and really didn't get to do any video recording. What we're looking at right here is the beginning of what I refer to as phase 2 of a 4-phase layout. We're actually looking at the MTH wheat sprayer set right here. This is a really cool little engine, and I park it in this engine shed here from Everything O Scale. You can buy these engine sheds in kit form or completely assembled. I have a actually is an HO scale oil tank, diesel fuel storage tank sitting outside here that I bought off of eBay, painted, weathered. Kind of fits in there as a little storage tank as a trackside accessory. As we walk around the layout towards phase 1, you'll see I've added a number of trees to the layout. I made these using super trees from Scenic Express, I guess is where they're from. Towards the back here, I have an Everything O Scale water tower. I currently don't have it wired up yet, but there's an LED that lights up the Pennsylvania Railroad signage that you see there, and on top there's a flashing red light. I put this tower here in an attempt to hide what we all have to deal with in our basement layouts, which is plumbing. So I ended up painting that pipe black. Not too bad. This is what Harry at Everything OCL calls his over-the-track water tower. And as you can see here, the trains actually transition under the tower legs. It's actually a space saver on a layout. You can also buy these water towers as trackside accessories that aren't over the track style. One of the things that I wanted to point out at this point, which is an upgrade to the layout since the last time, right there you can see a difference in track. Most of my layout uses Atlas O track, but right here you'll see a crossover, which is different. That's because it's a Ross crossover. It's not really a switch, but some people refer to it as a switch. And I put 2 of these in. There's one off to my right here. And the reason I put these crossover switches in is because every time any of my trains, or particularly my, there it is right there, my MTH cars would go over the Atlas crossover, they would bounce around, jump around, spark, cause shorts, power supplies to shut down, and I tried everything that Atlas recommended that I do to fix it. Everything from adding 2-part epoxy to fingernail polish to grinding this and grinding that. I just got tired of it, and I actually read somewhere on the internet that I should try the Ross custom crossovers, and I bought one, installed it, and sure enough, every single one of my problems with my cars and my engines instantly went away. So I bought another one and put it in that first position that you saw a few seconds ago. They are a little bit difficult to install if you're trying to use the Atlas O rail joiners. You've got to dig out some of the ties there to make room for the rail joiners. But these have wooden ties, and believe it or not, this is an unweathered tie here, and all you really have to do is use a black Sharpie to cover up any of the scraping and digging that you have to do to install the rail joiners. I highly recommend that you folks check out and try the Ross Custom Switch product. They not only make switches, they also make a tubular rail track. Really good stuff. I'm going to transition back here towards the back right now because I want to... Oops, sorry for the bump there. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a factory from Everything O Scale. I painted and weathered this whole factory, put it all together myself. There's actually two of them that I've got set here end to end. Painted all of those window frames, install all the windows. I don't know if it's showing up in the camera, but I put window maker or canopy window on each individual frame to give it kind of a old factory look to the windows. And in each individual room I have a different scene that I have. Actually, I just printed it off the internet, and they're all factory scenes on the inside of that factory there. That was a fun project. I really like stuff from Everything O Scale, as you'll tell as we go around the layout. I've had, because of time constraints, had Harry build some of these things for me. By the way, he always attends the York shows. If you're ever in that area, you want to go check out his stuff, or go to his website, Everything O Scale. He's got a lot of stuff, really good stuff over there. Panning around to the right, you'll see another one of his lighted over the track water towers. I don't have it wired up either, but it also lights up. You can see here in this little scene some of the trees that I made. This is actually a model that I bought off the internet. You'll see them advertised on eBay. I bought it because I wanted to see how they weather their buildings. Looks like a lot of work. Panning around to the right here, I think you saw this in my last video update. This is a oil refinery, oil distribution area of the layout. I have quite a few components left to put together in this section of the layout. I got busy laying track and stopped work in this area. But it's a full-blown oil refinery where the raw crude is brought in, stored, processed. You got flare towers, distillers, all sorts of stuff in this area. And all the plumbing and the piping that connects these units together is actually up underneath the platform and not connected yet. A lot of these models here were built for me by Joe over at Model Structures for Model Railroads. I encourage you to go check out his website if you're interested in having any models put together. I didn't have the time or the patience to put these sorts of things together, but I really wanted an oil refinery for the layout. I'll do a quick pan to the right here. And then we'll zoom in on some of the details from, this is phase 1 of the layout. Sorry for the shadow there, guys. This is a little gantry that I had Joe over at Model Structures built for me. I basically did a lot of research on the internet, looked for all kinds of different sorts of gantry cranes, couldn't find any models anywhere, and I sent all the pictures and specifications to Joe, and he designed and built this for me. I don't own the design or the rights to it, so if you're interested in having something like this for your layout, I'm sure you can order one of these from Model Structures. I think he's got it listed on his website. There's a 2-bay engine shed that I built a couple years ago. I'm going to stop the recording for the section because I actually have to go underneath the bridge section of the layout to get to the other side, and then I'll restart the recording in a second here.